Hey there guys, today I'm going to be kicking off my new player walkthrough for the Cycle Frontier. With myself taking almost 2 months away from the game, I decided to load up my wife's Steam account and start all over again in the world of Fortuna 3. Now I've set some ground rules for this playthrough to add a bit of variety, starting things off with rule number 1, be more friendly. Simply put, I'm not going to be doing kill on sight, attempting to utilize VoIP in every single player encounter I come across, unless PvP is required for the mission I am currently doing. Number 2, unlocks first. Basically, I can't use a gun until I've unlocked it, and I'm currently a few hours in to this playthrough series while writing these rules and finalizing them. I've actually broken it a little bit with the Manticore. It's not too bad, but I have used the Manticore early on already. Number 3, no crafting. So the idea behind this is obviously to force myself into finding the items that I need. There's going to be things like print resin and master unit CPUs where I will need them for specific tasks, and I can craft them in the gear printer, but I would want to actually show you guys the locations and how to farm these items instead of just farming the items to make the items. Number 4, help anyone who asks for it. I've been playing this game for months straight with just PvP in mind, and it's been great. The gunplay is amazing, but with rule number 1 in play, PvP is going to be taking a major back seat for this series. Number 5, quest focus only. So this rule is here to keep me in check. I could go and do loot runs and speed up my trader leveling or chase a few rare spawns of guns and armor. I know where they can be and I could get a major advantage from it. But this series is about a new player's perspective to the game. I do have more map and game knowledge than the average player, and I will use that to my advantage, but I certainly won't be abusing it. Alright, so with the rules out of the way, the missions we are going to be focusing on for episode 1 are the first ones we get from each of the factions. Your civic duty from the ICA, dangerous science from Osiris, and time to punch in from Korolev. Here's a bit of a cheat sheet for you fellas with the items that we're going to need for the quest that we're looking at completing. I'm not going to be using this, just tackling each quest as we get to it. We start things off in our second raid, after completing the tutorial and dropping down for our first one to basically do the tutorial again, picking up some nickel compound metal sheets and killing a single strider. The footage was either corrupted or I just straight up forgot to select the correct input for OBS. Anyway, second raid, going for part 2 of each of the quest lines, joining up with real-time commentary of my thoughts, explaining my actions and processes in the game. Enjoy. Okay, so as we drop down, we've got our waterweed filament job, some hardened metals, spinal bases, compound metal sheets, and hydraulic pistons to get. So, we'd love to get a swamp spawn. Swamp is good. Could have also went for waterfall labs, but swamp is good. So for every job you drop in for, you want to be thinking about how you can get the items you need. So we need 3 spinal bases. That's a very passive one. Very easy to grab. There's our 3. We also grab some strider flesh though too, which is quite nice. We'll need that later. With ticks you can shoot them or you can stab them just like this. If you stab them like this, then it's a lot easier to get the stuff from. Gee, we didn't get anything from. Oh, we did. We got a toxic gland. Very nice, very nice. Pick up some mushrooms as well. So all of these items are going to be required for a later quest. But I will go through them every single time. But here's our waterweed filament. Like, it is nice to be passively picking up some of these items. Pretty much just items that I would keep over others, even though you're not actively working on them. In the early stages, I would probably keep the toxic glands from the ticks. It's a very good one. They're worth quite a bit, and you need a few of them for a couple of jobs, so you're holding on to them. Alright, so that was our waterweed filament. We just needed one. You could have got it in the swamp or at the lake. So when you're dropping down, that's what you want to be thinking about. It would have been nice if we had like dropped in the middle section, that way it could have worked towards the lake. Picked up a waterweed filament and left. Because we spawned in the swamp, got our waterweed filament, so we should be looking to evac down here instead of going all the way across the map. So with that in mind, we need to think about where we can get hardened metals, compound sheets, and hydraulic pistons. The southwest collection point is relatively good for all of that, and there's quite a few construction spawns in the water facility. If we get super unlucky, we can also try out the science campus as well. I dare say that we're going to get everything we need from southwest collection point, minus maybe a piston, but we should be able to get them. Alright, and there's our compound metal sheet. Here, one more. Ah, there we go. Alright, so just need a piston and 2 hardened metals. Oh, look at that, there's some more compound metal sheets. Compound metal sheets are one of those items that you need. Hey, look at that, a couple of pistons. So all of these items that I'm picking up here, compound metal sheets, metal alloys, pistons, like the ball bearings are there, but oh, okay, I did not know you could find so many pistons here. A lot of these items are going to be used relatively early on, so it's worthwhile picking up what you can find without going too crazy, usually. There we go, there's our 2 hardened metals. We're done. We're done. That was relatively painless. So generally I would honestly have thought that we wouldn't have got everything from there. And at that point you would want to come down to the water facility. Yeah, and we'll give it a quick look because it's on our way. Where you would generally go is out the back of the main building there. Alright, so you see me drop a bunch of ammo there. That's just because we're very close to the end of our raid. We only really realistically need the ammo and the meds to defend ourselves in a short PvP engagement. We're not looking to fight any more monsters. They're very easy to just run away from, so there's not really any danger outside of other players at the moment. So that's all we need to keep in mind. Just enough ammo to light someone off, just enough stims to heal for the fight. That's about it. They're very easy. They've already run away. And this is our evac location right here, so call that in. Okay, so we got a bunch of items out of that raid. Main focus points, obviously our quest items. We had spinal bases, the compound metal sheets, hardened metals, and the pistons. Outside of that, we picked up a couple of items for some money. Some money? Now, I'm not entirely sure how I should be structuring this. If I should only be focusing on the current tasks and the current items that I need for those tasks, or if I should be doing this, where I'm trying to pick up extra loot at the same time. But there is civic duty done.
Excellent work, Prospector.
Just script in 5,000 K marks. Going to level 2. And I think that unlocks the bulldog. There's the bulldog. So next up we have to visit the lagoon and hunt creatures on the lagoon. So that's a very easy one as well. We were relatively close to that. That's in the southeastern part of the map.
Greetings.
There's the waterweed filament.
Rewards for that should be worth your while.
Next we have to go to the swamp again, hunt some striders in the swamp and deliver 3 spinal bases. They're very important that you read some of these. I remember the first time that I tried to play this game back in the betas, and I was confused because I was killing rattlers and it wasn't counting for the task. It says Striders, so you gotta kill Striders. Yeah, Korolev, man.
Prospector.
What do you want?
I was hoping someone would get that done.
He wants us to go to the water facility and hunt creatures at the water facility. So, a whole bunch of jobs to do down on the southern side of the map. Actually suits me quite well. Everything's nice and relatively close together. Let's just quickly drop everything off here. I'll put that back on. Oops. So we actually had some extra ammo there. I will grab another 5 stims. So as we're dropping down, we have to think about where we're going and where our evac is and devise a plan on how to do that. So we have all of our missions here. We've got Lagoon, Swamp and Water Facility. Very southern part, and we're in the jungle. Okay. We're on the outskirts of the jungle right next to the dig site. So first thing we should do is we should be moving away from our spawn a little bit. And looking at our evacs. So we've got to go to the lagoon here, water facility, and the swamp camp here, and our evac is the same one we just had. So you could go about this 2 ways. You could go down to the swamp camp and then east, and skip past the evac to lagoon and come back, or you can go down to the lagoon and do the opposite. For us, it makes no difference whatsoever. It seems like it's a little bit closer to go to the swamp camp first, so let's just do that. Okay, so at this point you might want to not go to the swamp camp. We've just had a player spawn in the direction that we need to go. We've also got... What is that? It's like a muffled... Chet? Muffled advocate? So we've got some people on the map. Let's see if we're close to us. We don't want to engage with him. He sounds like he's in the power plant here. So we have 2 options to keep going to the swamp camp. That's to cut right or to cut left. Now, I think the safest option would generally be to cut right. But we also just had the players spawn in the swamp camp. So you would have to think about where this player down here, because he's generally going to spawn here or here, but I'm pretty sure he spawned down here, where he's going to go in what time. So we want to get all the way down and around to the rock pools here before he could get there. Now, if we had known everything that we did when we saw everything back here, then that could have been the case. But the chances are pretty good that he's already like up in this area. So by the time we get down around here, we're going to be in open ground, and we could be at risk from the guy in power plant or the guy from swamp camp. So the best way to avoid this engagement would generally be to go back and up towards base camp this way. Now, if this was season 1, I would definitely not recommend going this way, but season 2 they removed the evac location from... Guy's shooting again. So we don't actually want to go into base camp, we kind of just want to go around it. We want to use the height advantage that it gives us to keep safe. The guy's very close. Oh, there he is on the roof. There's 2 of them. What are you doing there? That guy's got bolt action. See, they could be looking out for the guy from the swamp camp that just spawned. Rain's coming in, that's going to be good for us to stay stealthy as well. This being Australia, I'm highly doubting that they're going to try and conform to my guidelines of this playthrough, where I'm trying to be friendly. So I'm just going to try and avoid people at this point. Alright, so there was a whole bunch of action on the swamp camp. Now, our original plan was to go to the swamp camp, and then this way. We've kind of been pushed into the middle, away from the swamp camp, so depending on what happens on the map, you should always be flexible in repositioning and looking to change your objective to something else that suits your current situation. So my current situation was that I got pushed too far east. So I'm much closer to the lagoon now to start this process of completing these missions than I am to the swamp camp, which was my original plan. Alright, so it was through to the science campus, and now we have to look at where monsters are going to be for our objective. Our objective is to kill 3 in the lagoon and visit the lagoon, so we actually have to go down there for a start. I'll just shoot them from up top. Now the easiest way to get 3 kills is to just go to the building there. There's going to be at least 2 Striders and a Rattler, or 3 or 4 Striders, you know. It's going to be a bunch of quick, easy kills in the lagoon right here. Okay, we've actually got 2 Rattlers. 2 Striders and 2 Rattlers. There you go, that's our 3 kills. Now we're just going to kill this guy as well, because we're here and he's in our way. At this point, if you hadn't gotten your spinal bases, that would be a great time to pick 2 up. Yeah, down here in the lagoon is a great place to grab fusion cartridge batteries and textiles. Now, when we actually require them, I will go over the locations we need to go to, but just keep things in mind, like when you are going to locations for different jobs and missions, like that's a sample container right there. That's a fairly uncommon thing to grab. You got a tall house key, that's probably never going to be used, but it's handy. What I generally like to do is I like to collect enough that I can get like a full stack. And just have that stack sit in my stash until I need it. That way I'll have like items ready to roll, you know. So we're done with our lagoon objective. Now we're going to make our way over to the water facility. But at this point, honestly, if you weren't feeling comfortable, or if there were shots over there when you got closer and the storm might be close, you could just evac. Okay, so I was going to go down to the water facility and kill a couple of creatures, but someone's evacing right there. So I could either wait and go and do that, or I can evac myself. And the problem with waiting is that the storm comes closer and closer, and now someone's behind me as well. What happened to my house? So we heard birds on the map. That's what gives away a player. When you get too close to birds, you're going to set them off and they're going to make a large noise and fly up in the air. So if we look at where birds are close to us, we have some birds here, some birds here, and some birds here. So I think this one would have been too far away to here. That would have been here or here, so it's very close. Ah, okay, so there's probably someone over there mining that meteor out. Alright, we got our 3 spinal bases for our task, and a bunch of other stuff as well. We also got our kills done in the lagoon for your Civic Duty Part 3.
Ah, good to see you, Prospector.
We got a bolt action from that. We got the metallic alloys earlier, we also need a
Remember,
circuit
the
board.
ICA is always here for you.
So, this is where I was saying I like to keep a single stack of each item early on, so I can sort of be prepared for whatever happens later. So we needed the metallic alloys. And we have 4 metallic alloys. And I do like to only keep 1 stack of each set of items, just purely because I don't want to take up that much space. So for the circuit board though, if it is on our way, then it is something that we should be thinking about and thinking about how to get it. So we obviously want to keep going to the swamp camp and the water facility for our current 2 jobs. And looks like we dropped around the swamp. Yeah, we're at the swamp. So we can possibly get a circuit board easily. Did actually see a couple in the southwest collection point behind us in the first raid, second raid for you guys. Okay, well that's easy. I'm gonna drop the northeastern side of the map. Sounds like we've got a few striders right here. Don't want to be shooting anything just yet. Early days of the raid, and someone's been through here recently. Has this ever been active? I don't know. That's 3. We didn't even piss off the rattler. Looks like there's 1 right here. Yep. There's 2 right here. 3 even. Is that 5 striders killed? Now we just need to go to the water facility and kill 3 monsters. I don't think it specifies. No, just 3 creatures. Alright, so we got the same evac again. We still need a circuit board for ICA. Might come up, have a quick look in the Southwest Collection. Also a chance of getting one at the water facility itself too. Alright, well. Okay. Wait, was this the same raid? Did I leave this here last time and I just forgot about it? Alright, well we have a manticore, so let's let's change all that over. So we've got the same amount of damage but an extra 5 penetration. And look, there's our sec. I feel like this is the same raid and I literally just left the manticore in there. Oh my god, I'm sure someone picked it up and in the video picked it up and it's just screaming at me. But okay, so you can find a circuit board in this area. Look, there's one right there as well. We picked that up as well for a future. So got a rattler right in front of us. It should be a bit easier with the manticore now. Wow, that sounds different. So I haven't been on for 6 weeks or so. That sounds so different. Look at that, more circuit boards. I knew we could find some here. Wait, hey, another AR-55 right there. And the way insurance works in this game is not like Tarkov, so if you were to throw your AR-55 out in favor of this one, you would just lose money. There's no benefit to swapping your gun out for another unless you're just trying to take attachments. But even then, you should just strip guns of attachments and then walk away from there. I am pretty confident that this was the same raid as the one earlier, so I don't know, man, I'm still a little hung up on why I didn't pick up the medical. That's so stupid of me. And we are out of here. Alright, so we got the manticore, huge. We also got our circuit board, along with another 5 bright cat mushrooms. I only picked up 5 because I'm positive we only had 5. Another toxic gland, very nice. That there is time to punch in, done.
I knew you'd get that done.
Hey, we got a green helmet from it. Okay, so we're going to need another circuit board. We just showed you how to get a circuit board and some flawed valtosite. That's going to be quite easy. And Osiris. We got our dangerous science job completed.
Well, good work, Prospector.
Next up, it's going to give us bright cap mushrooms and blastics. So we have the bright cap mushrooms. All we have to do is kill the blastics.
Ah, good to see you, Prospector.
Your civic
The
duty
ICA
completed.
thanks you, Prospector.
And then next, oh, we have a full green armor set now. So we have to go to the woodcutter camp, hunt creatures there, and deliver 3 azure tree
Come
bark.
back anytime.
So let's get rid of stuff. That off, and we do have green armor now, so we might as well throw that on. It's restoration and tactical. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay, so we've got some forward belt site, some blastics, and the woodcutter camp. Alright, so we spawned on the south side of the map. Unfortunately, we've got blastics here in the swamp camp and here in the jungle. Doesn't really suit what we are currently trying to do, because we kind of want to go to the woodcutter camp. So at this point, you would want to make a decision on what you want to do. So I could quite easily go to the swamp camp, then go all the way up to the woodcutter camp and get everything done. But as we covered earlier, sometimes things happen in raid. So our closest objective is going to be kill 4 blastics, right? So we're going to go over to the swamp camp to start things off. So we also have, for that job, Dangerous Science Part 4, hunt blastics and deliver 3 brightcap mushrooms. Now, brightcap mushrooms are they're just an item that I kind of knew about already. They've been picking up a couple passively. If you need brightcap mushrooms, then they will spawn in the swamp area, mostly in the rock pools, so up in this section. You can also find them in the jungle, throughout the jungle, but if you need them, just go here. It's not worth going to the jungle this early on. We could be mining for some flawed veltacite, but there are a couple of good places that I would like to show you for that as well. Okay, so we're at the top of the swamp camp here. We've got our blastics just over there, and we have a bunch of nodes to mine out here for veltacite, and there's going to be the occasional nickel as well. We are currently only after flawed veltacite, but if we come across cloudy like that, then we're going to take it as well for future quests. So get some nickel here. Might as well take some nickel. Flawed. But there is a rather cool little spot, and that is behind this waterfall here. I think it's actually going to be quite a few. Ooh, we got a clear one. Very nice. Alright, so we've got one node there, got another node here, another one here, but like I've come in and there's been like 7 veltacite nodes. Now obviously every single drop you do can be different, so it's important to know where your options are with regards to how you're going to be traversing the map, where your evac is, how you want to get there, what you want to do on that way. So we're currently down here in the swamp for some veltacite, but you can quite easily find a lot of veltacite up in the waterfall section of Waterfall Labs, in the eastern caverns as well. There's a bunch down in the lagoon, and there's like pretty much 20 or so different nodes that can spawn along the southern shoreline. It's quite literally everywhere, even in like little caves just along the rivers, even just like here above the lagoon, just under Vaccine Labs, it can be heaps. Generally you're looking at like the eastern and southern side of the map, but yeah, you can find veltacite quite regularly pretty much everywhere. So that covers us for Time to Punch in Part 5, because we already got the circuit board. If you are struggling to find a circuit board, then a good place to go would be the base camp. I would not recommend going to Comms Tower, but you can find a lot there. I would rather you go to the base camp. Southwest Collection Point, as we were looking at earlier, had a couple. Water Facility had a couple. While we're here, might as well pick up a few extra waterweed filaments. They are going to be used for a quest later on. But also, got that kill. But also you can use them to craft green stems, which is quite helpful. Alright, so you see how I didn't get a contribution for a quest from killing the green one? The green one is actually an acid tick. It's not classified as a blast tick. So if you want to do the blast ticks, then you need to kill the red ones. Alright, so that's us done for Time to Punch In Part 5 and Dangerous Science Part 4. The only thing we have left now is your Civic Duty Part 5, and just for this section of the walkthrough, we're doing all of the first main quest lines. So I'm actually going to evac right now. I have a bunch of stuff on me. My evac is relatively close compared to where I need to go, and we need to drop back down because we need to do Dangerous Science Part 5 still anyway. Okay, so I've just had a good thought on how I'm actually going to be structuring the beginning of these videos, and that is with some info slides, and I'm sure at this point you would have already seen them because I would have made them and put them at the intro, but it's going to be covering like the quests we're going to be looking to do for this episode and the items required, so it just gives you a bit of a directional point for looting and what items you should be going after. And the reason I'm going to be adding this into the video now is because I want your feedback on it. Was this helpful to you? Did you like it? Could it be better? Do you think it's good how it is? Just let me know. Let me know down in the comments. So we got our flawed velticite. We got some waterweed filaments. That could have easily been the breakout mushrooms we need. Okay, so we've got our blastics done. That's going to be Dangerous Science Part 4 completed.
Is there something you need?
It's going to give us some green stems.
Prospector.
Cool, very cool. Might whip them out considering we're using our best gear currently. Right, so we need a rattler skin and 3 strider flesh. I was just talking about having a looting guide to give you guys something to focus on when you're outside of like looting your current mission items, and Strataflesh was definitely going to be one of them. I didn't even know about the rattler skin though, but there is Time to Punch In Part 5 completed.
Excellent.
New maps available. Hey, that's new. Got a Korolev level up to level 3 as well. Right, so we're not going to be accepting any of these yet.
Yes, until next time.
Because we still have these 2 to do. So our only objective for this one is to get to the Woodcut camp, get our 3 Azure Tree Bark and our kills. The drop rate for the Strider Flesh is going to be 25%, so we need 8 kills. Probably going to be 6 or so Striders and a couple of Rattlers. The Rattler skin is a 100% drop rate from Rattlers, so that's going to be a super easy one to pick up for you guys as well. For me, I already grabbed it because I was thinking about crafting, and then I realized that I wasn't allowed to craft, so yeah. But we want to get into the woodcutting camp. They're in there too. I'm pretty comfortable shooting at this point. Oh, we really need to get high. Yes, because I was going to be killing the Rattler with a gun, I felt comfortable shooting the Striders as well. And 2 more Striders right here and here. Okay, so we can move on to Azure Tree Bark. This is what it looks like right here. So we got a bunch of different places where Azure Tree Bark can be. This little spot here is generally really good. Underneath the little yellow tarp here. We also have inside of this little hut. Someone's been here recently. Oh, look at that. There's 2 more that we need. So we can have some more Azure Tree Bark in there, and then up here we can have some as well. It's a person. Right, so that's a guy running at me. Now he knows that I'm over here because I just triggered those birds. Is aggro. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Who's this?
Jacob, who are you?
Who's that? Be friends?
Yeah, sure, man. I'm just looking to do a couple of quests. What are you doing? Hasn't responded, and I feel like he's on top of that, which I don't like. Oh, he's right there.
Oh, hello. There you are. Yeah, as long I. Yeah, we're fine. Are you just solo?
Yeah, you guys duo?
Yeah, we're duo.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah. Do you have any optic ones or? Okay, let's go.
No, I was the guy who just spawned in.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, today I learned you can't sprint or jump while holding T. Well, that's fun. That guy was very, very bad to me. Alright, so I'm probably, at this point, I'm probably going to stick with the loadout with the Bulldog. I've got the gun unlocked, ammo is relatively cheap, don't need too much of it, we can take 60, and then we're just going to take 15 stims each time. So this loadout's going to cost you about 8,000, no, under 10,000 every time anyway, so relatively cheap in the grand scheme of things. I know that might not seem like it, but having something to defend yourself is pretty important, and if we die we're going to get 4,000 back. So that's what I was saying about insurance. Insurance is always worth it. It never leaves, so you can put it away, you can put attachments on there. I know that was a thing in the first season, or in the betas, where if you put an attachment on the gun it would avoid the insurance. It was quite frustrating. But yeah, so we're probably actually going to be back in the same raid now too. We don't have our Azure Tree Bark anymore, and we need one more Spider Flesh. But we do know... Yeah, that's definitely those guys. This is going to be the same raid. I didn't think about that. So obviously you're going to find a lot of Azure Tree Bark in the Woodcutter camp. You can also find quite a lot actually in the Waterfall Labs. I'm going to use our binoculars here just to see if I can see these guys or my body. There they are. I'm not sure if that is the guy or not. But the guy with the scrapper was running white armor, so would have taken my armor at the very least. Okay, so Azure Tree Bark can be found quite commonly in these coolers. Damn it, I was really hoping that I'd get at least one there and look really cool. But yeah, it can be found in them. There you go, there's one. We got it. A few more Striders to kill for a chance at our flesh. There we go, there's our flesh too. So we've got our evac here. It's our closest one. Going there is going to cut out traversing half the map, but those guys were right there too. So I think that evac is actually those guys evacing at East Collection. Pretty much just looting everything I can find here. There are a couple of coolers that I've missed. Sounds like my medical. I feel bad, because I don't think that was the guy. No, it was the guy! Ah, it was him with his shitty little flesh head. Oh, he caught the evac too. Alright guys, I kind of wanted to do a little bit of a anatomy of that gunfight that I just had here with this blue armored fella. So basically I was just backstabbed in the previous raid. I heard some shots that coincided with the guns that they killed me with and the guns that I had. So for me, it was a pretty safe assumption that these were the people that just killed me. So I assumed that they were not friendly, and any attempt to interact with them with VoIP would be met with hostility. So my reaction here is going to be a fairly common reaction for any player. You've just been betrayed and you don't want to get betrayed again, so you're going to shoot first. I know we went over the rules at the start of the episode, but this is a natural response to playing any kind of game like this. So I hear this guy running up. He's quite far away. I take a position where he is coming towards me. He can't see me, and I will have that gap closed for me naturally. I'm using a bulldog. It's not very effective at range, so we need to be closer. So as he's running up, I come out a little bit early. He's not too close to me. I get a shot off. I see the headshot hit marker. So the headshot hit marker is indicated by double lines in that X pattern. And then I shoot again, hitting him once more. At this range, we're not really doing too much damage, but it certainly rattled him. You can see he wasn't expecting that. He's pushed back down the ramp. So at this point, he knows where I am. I've reloaded my bulldog, and I've decided to reposition. So he's currently watching that same doorway, expecting me to re-peek. You can hear that. He's popped off a couple of shots in that direction. We pop out the right-hand side, take another couple of shots at him, miss one and hit the other. Okay, so now I'm sort of expecting him to be somewhere in the range of like 30 to 50 HP. We've hit him 3 times with 1 headshot included. The first couple of shots were at range, but he knows where we are now. He's shooting back at us. So we sprint and slide to the right. This gets us to be a smaller target, and we're moving quite quickly, harder to hit. I'm expecting him to be low. He's sitting behind this rock. Now, what I do here is a little bit risky, but I close the gap immediately by jumping on top of the rock that he's hiding behind. And in doing so, I shoot him once, and he doesn't die. He takes a couple of shots back at me. I shoot him again to kill him. That rock that he had was rather bad cover. I didn't need to do that, but there was a chance that he could have slow peeked out the side and hit me for quite a lot. So what I did there was really to secure the end of the fight. But in this little engagement here, you can see that I utilized movement and repositioning and really played to my strengths of being in that close range for the bulldog. I hope that helps you guys out with determining how you interact with PvP fights and what you should be thinking about moving forward, trying to win more PvP fights. I don't have space. Why has this guy got so many goddamn meds? I want all of these meds as well.
Hello?
That's the guy that killed me too. Wait, maybe not. That... yeah, I don't want to kill anyone. Not killing anyone is going great. God damn it. Whew. Alright, we're out. Yeah, we've got a flechette now. So I think the rules behind that is that I'm not allowed to use any gun until I have unlocked it. Ooh, did I break that with the magic? No, I was level 2. Wait, magical's level 6. Oh, I've broken the rules already. Okay. Okay, how about this? Not allowed to use the gun until I've unlocked it outside of green. Yeah, okay, that helps me. So we got the 3 Azure Tree Bark that we needed. We obviously got the blue armor set, 2 green restoration armors. I'm not trying to kill anyone, but I genuinely thought that second guy was the guy who killed me the first time, which would have been very satisfying. But obviously this guy was this. Wait, Zach had the flechette the first time. I'm not sure what's going on here. Mr. Fox had Zach's loadout, but Zach had the green yield, and then this was the guy that killed me. It was the sniper at the end. Oh damn, that's confusing. I felt quite satisfied killing the blue guy because I thought it was the guy who killed me earlier. Alright, that's all that quest done. So let's get in there and claim it. So obviously this is going to be the end of episode
yes.
1. Finishing off Dangerous Science Part 5.
Prospector.
New maps available. Ah, okay, so that's how you get the new map access, I guess. Kind of makes sense. You have to complete the first set for any of the factions. So field research.
Yes, we do need that done, Prospector.
So when we come back, we're going to be going to the science campus, hunting creatures there, delivering 2
Was that all?
Opticlass. We grabbed 1 from that raid just then. Ooh, we actually already have a green backpack from that as well. Very nice.
Ah, good to see you, Prospector.
That's a
Excellent
Azure tree
work,
bark handed in.
Prospector.
So at this point, it's something worth noting that these quests here with the little purple on the side, you can see this says optional and this says main. So if you want to progress in the story, then you just want to be doing the main
Good as
storylines.
done, eh?
But it's not
I
that
look
bad
forward to marking it
to keep
complete.
doing the optionals as well, but they're more of like a passive sort of thing. You know, if you're in the swamp and you have 2 grenades, then sure, by all means go ahead and do that, but you don't have to go out of your way to do that. And that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to be going out of my way to complete the optional
Remember,
quest lines.
the ICA is
But if I do happen to find myself looting a couple of grenades and I'm in the swamp area, then I'm definitely going to be doing that. Right, and lastly, for you, Mr. Korolev.
It is my favorite prospector again.
So we have optionals and main storylines for this guy as well. He wants
I
some
was
Cloudy
hoping
Beltesite and
someone
Altered
would
Nickel.
get that
Obviously this is optional, so you don't have to do that, but it's still worth your time and
That
good
should
money.
be easy for you.
Alright, so when we come back in episode 2, we are going to be finding the SOS sign, be going to the science campus and killing some creatures along with delivering an extra Opticlass, and then hunting Striders and Rattlers at the dig site on Bright Sands. We end this off pretty strongly with a set of blue armor, which we're not going to be using. 2 more greens, we've got 20 green stems, an extra manticore, a couple of attachments, a few extra items, green backpacks. Yeah, when we come back, we're going to be running the Bulldog. Thanks guys for checking out this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to catch you in episode 2.